Hi, this is Alka, and welcome back to my channel. Well, guess what? We have a U.S. Senator who's trying to embarrass JD Vance, and she ended up embarrassing herself on national television. CNN. Jim Acosta, you may recall him from the presidential debates. Yeah. You know, the one that ended Biden's second term. How to correct this lady. I mean, she works in the Senate with Vance, and she doesn't know he was in the Marines. Oh my gosh. Let's see, what happened? Okay, this is from Fox News, and Jim Acosta was part of this. So CNN, Jim Acosta forced to correct Harris surrogate for suggesting that JD Vance never served in the military. Oops. So this is by Bryant Flood of Fox News and Hannah Panrick. So, CNN's John Acosta was forced to correct a top Harris surrogate who suggested the GOP vice presidential nominee, JD Vance, never served in the military on Wednesday. So, Senator Tina Smith from Minnesota, who is working to help Vice President Kamala Harris defeat the GOP ticket, appeared on CNN and responded to Senator J.D. Vance's recent claims about Harris' running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, is misleading the country about his veteran status. Vance famously enlisted in the Marines and served in Iraq long before he entered politics, but that was news for Smith. I don't know how she not know that, because they worked in the same building, you know, they're senators. She said, here's Tim Woods, who's enlisted when he was 17 years old. He served in the National Guard for 24 years, and not aware any military service that JD Vance had ever served, so let's make that comparison there, Smith told CNN viewers. Acosta, who is a key Trump antagonist, let's put it that way, because I don't know what the hell they wrote there, when he served as CNN's White House reporter, didn't immediately jump in, but corrected Smith before she finished her next sentence. And he said, quote, he was in the Marines, Acosta said. Smith responded, okay, pardon me for that, before quickly moving on. So on Wednesday, Vance, who served as a corporal in the public affairs section of the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing, accused Walz of dodging his military service. I don't know, something about stolen valor. As a Marine who served in his country in uniform when the United States Marine Corps, when the United States of America asked me to go to Iraq to serve in my country, I did, Vance said. I did what they asked me to do, and I did honorably, he said. When Tim Walz was asked by his country to go to Iraq, you know what he did? He dropped out of the Army and allowed his unit to go without him. A fact that he's been criticized for aggressively by a lot of people that he served with. So, I mean, I understand that the guy who took his place in Iraq, he's retired, has a nice farm somewhere in the Midwest, and on the silo, he has a big sign criticizing Tim Walz, calling him a traitor, and I think a clown thing. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. It might be on Google. You can look it up or whatever on the internet if they let you see it. But it is kind of embarrassing that, you know, you're working in the same building with the other senator. I know he's on the Republican side. How did you not know he was not in the military? I'm sure he has said it a lot of times. But of course, you know, it happens. Sometimes you forget or you didn't know about it. It happens. You know, politicians are not perfect on either side. You know, I know there's some people like to criticize Trump because he goes on and on and on. But he's not doing it to be malicious. He's like an entertainer as well, you know. You know, he was on The Apprentice. He was a businessman. And he was a builder. He does a lot of things good. He's, I think, in the WWE Hall of Fame. Because, you know, what he did to Jim McMahon. Gave him a nice little haircut. Well, actually, it wasn't little. Kicked his butt, too. Yes, Trump is a badass. We have to admit that. He is a badass. But that was a very funny thing. Oh, I didn't know he was in the military. Oops, my bad. It happens. And you notice we're not going to dogpile on the senator from Minnesota here. It's just a simple mistake. It happens. You see, if it was the other way around, boo! They'll be all piling like crazy. Oh, this is a little funny thing. Oh, and ALC, that thing about the way he was sitting, man-spreading. I can understand that if he was sitting on the subway like that, but he's on an interview getting comfortable, and who's he sharing the seat with? Come on, this is not the subway. It's an interview, for crying out loud. You man spread too. But we didn't complain. Anyway, this is Outcan saying so long for now. Don't forget to stop. Hey.